they seem to be admitting that, yes, illegal immigrants are overburdening the system, but they're taking issue with how you are going about raising your concerns, where you're blocking people from accessing health, which then infringes on their rights.
Good evening, Clement. Thank you so much for having us. I've been listening to Mr. Mokhale and how they're trying to justify, our government officials have been exposed. They've lied to the citizens of this country for many years. Corruption is now catching up on them. Firstly, he talks about how they're trying to manage the situation of medication and all that. That's a lie. We know that non-South Africans steal the medication and go and sell it back home. We've seen it. There are articles to prove that. Now, there is no political will, Clement, when dealing with this immigration issue. They keep blaming each other. When you talk to immigration, they tell you that they need police to be involved. When you talk to police, they tell you that, no, we actually need immigration to be part of us. But you will not find them working together. I mean, it's been almost 3 weeks now. We've been stationed at healthcare facilities. Why is it that we don't see immigration and police coming to take over in what we are doing? I was listening to the MEC of Health aligned to South Africans, I think this morning, or was it yesterday morning, saying that each facility has a fingerprint to trace where people are coming from if they don't have documents at that time. That's a lie. They don't know how to measure illegal migrants because clearly you can't measure illegal migrants because they come here illegally and there's no way to show how many of them are here. So they must not, you know what, I think they must just go sit around the table and just make sure that they close the borders because, yes, the porous borders is the main issue here, but even themselves, if we had immigration officers stationed at healthcare facilities, then we wouldn't have this mess. If people made sure that they receive medication, they are not sent away because foreign nationals are being prioritized, then we shouldn't be having this problem. But, I mean, unfortunately, we're dealing with politicians who are now beheaded. They don't listen to what people want, and this is exactly where we find ourselves.
Yeah, so how do you then marry your actions versus what the Constitution says? Because as legitimate as your concerns are, our Constitution does say that everybody has access to healthcare regardless of their status. So when you are going to these hospitals and clinics, what gives you the authority to interrupt with some of the foreign nationals accessing that healthcare?
So, Clement, and I've said this before, that this Constitution must not be interpreted. When the Constitution was drafted, it was just after apartheid. And it talked, when it says all who lives in it, it talked about the exclusion of Black, Indian, and colours. So after everything, the diversities and all that, the Constitution was then drafted to accommodate them. No country will draft a Constitution to prioritize, or rather not prioritize, to cater for illegal migrants. Now, Section 27 talks about everyone has the right to health, education, food, and all that. Now, they are clinging on that, but there's also subsection 2 that says when there is available resources. Yes, we don't mind sharing with them if there is available, but currently we are battling ourselves as South Africans. There's not enough for us South Africans, and we cannot be catering for illegal migrants. I mean, these people are criminals. Now, what we are asking from these departments is that if it is an emergency, they can get help, they can be treated, but after that, they must be handed over to the law enforcers. And if they really don't have documents, then they must be deported. But if they have documents, then they must pay for the services because, every department has its budget. If, for instance, Gauteng, a Department of Health has a budget for 10 million people, but we are now probably 15 million. Where is the budget for the 5 million going to come from? Those are the other factors that, the likes of these NGOs do not look into. That's the same reason why people will be sent back home because there's no medication. And, why should we always worry about people coming from their countries, leaving their issues and not fixing them, coming to our country and burdening our systems? I mean, I'm going to make an example with a child who's asthmatic. If the child needs a pump, gets to the hospital, there are no pumps. But there is a bus going to Zimbabwe with 1,000 pumps. Is that fair for us as South Africans?
So,
I don't think so.
Yeah, and Zandile, anyone in their right mind wouldn't really disagree with the issues that you are raising. I think there's a legitimate concern about illegal immigration in this country. As a global of a phenomena as it is, the way that we've managed it in this country leaves much to be desired. I suppose there are differences about how you are going about trying to ensure that South Africans are prioritized. For instance, take young children who want to be vaccinated. Some of the reports are suggesting that your members have even been blocking parents who are bringing children who need to be vaccinated.
Now, Clement, remember when you come to this country and you're documented, your visa will come with a medical insurance. Now, this means you are able to to pay for the services that you will be getting at the healthcare facilities. Now, this is just proof that these people are undocumented. And if really they want their kids to be receiving immunization, there are private hospitals. They must go and pay for them. What are they here to do in the country? Because we know these illegal migrants. Some of them are working, some of them are running businesses. Yes, it's others are running starter shops. Some of them are just in informal trading. They have money. Why are they not paying?
And so, not all of them have the money, though, to access private hospitals or private doctors. And how do you measure which one has money and which one doesn't?
So that's the thing, that not even our government can cater for us as South Africans. Now, why do we have to prioritize foreigners over it? It's not fair for us as South Africans. All we are asking is that South Africans need to be prioritized. Let the government deal with this current situation. Let them go and talk to different countries, the leaders of the countries. If they want to accommodate them here, then they must pay for it. But we can't be accommodating everyone uniting in South Africa. It's not fair for us as a country. I mean, the unemployment rate is high. Kids are not accommodated at school because the people that are in those schools are non-South Africans. And we can't just reduce it to the fact that we hate migrants and we are inhuman, we are xenophobic. That's not the case. And yes, I know you're going to ask me the question that where do we get the authority to do this? We as the citizens of this country, we care, and we can see that the people that are supposed to be leading us are doing nothing about it. Have you ever heard the president of this country addressing the issue of illegal migrants rather than just telling the people that Operation Tutula is a vigilante group? He had never said anything. So there's no political will. And unfortunately, if they continue to ignore this, we're sitting on a ticking time bomb that will explode anytime soon because South Africans are just angry. We need leaders that will lead us and not leaders that will be reacting when situations are bad. Can they do something about this situation? Because in the near future, nobody will control it, not even ourselves as Operation Tutula, because it looks like all these South Africans, not even members and supporters of Operation Tutula, are supporting the programs that we are doing in and around our country.
All right, so won't be initiating your own investigation?
I think it will be a waste of resources for now because there are two processes that have been instituted, the parliamentary process as well as the Commission of Inquiry. So I think let's channel all our resources there because I think they've got the power to subpoena and they also have the power to conclude their reports. As the President indicated, did a preliminary report within 3 months and a final report within 6 months. We've just finalized our Hampepe commission in the province, so they take long. So we'll rather have and put resources and focus to the current commission that the President has announced.
Yeah. We had a conversation at the start of the show about what Operation Tutula has been doing, trying to block access to healthcare from particularly illegal immigrants. Is that a big concern for you?
It is.
As the Premier here in the province?
I'm of the strong view that we have either mismanaged or delayed to deal with the issue of undocumented citizens. And I don't think that we can resolve it by either closing clinics or chasing away and other things. We need to dive deep to the problems. How, as a country, we have to respond to this matter. And I don't think that we have put the necessary energy on this particular matter. It's a serious problem. And Gauteng, we are the bearers of these huge numbers, purely because of our economic position. So to think that we can resolve it by chasing people from either clinics or other areas, I don't think is a correct approach. That's an approach that it's a symptom. We have to dive deeper to this problem and attend to it. And as a province, we've identified it as a key problem because it affects our budget, it affects our planning, it affects our infrastructure. And unfortunately, also, in some instances, if not most instances, it has an element of crime as well. So we are the bearers of this unfortunate matter. So we are calling on national government and we are also calling on all law enforcement agencies. Let's find a mechanism to manage it. We are proud that the border management agency that has been established, at least it has started to put a dent there. We just have to deal with documentation and we just have to deal with identification. We frown upon people that are in our country that we don't know who they are, where they stay, how they came here, what are they doing on a daily basis, and they're just roaming around our province. We really believe it's a situation that must not be tolerated nor encouraged, and we need to find an everlasting solution. Piecemeal solutions that are currently being deposited in the public space, I really believe that are not going to assist us.
And without a proper solution, we're looking at a ticking time bomb here. The minister in the presidency just the other day spoke about the redacted national security strategy, which was warning that the uncontrolled movement of refugees and asylum seekers can trigger, among others, acts of terror. I mean, if we're not addressing this, we don't know what we're going to be dealing with in the future.
Indeed. It's a big problem. I mean, I went to one informal settlement in Swane. I've never, 75% or so of people that are staying there, that don't have documents, don't have the right to be in our country. And they're there. And they've got what we call parallel government system. They run their own electricity system, their own water system, and they also run their own security system. And we can't tolerate that. I mean, if we
How are they allowed to just set up homes like that?
Purely because, as I said, they've managed to bypass the system, basically. And that's the reason why they're in the country. And then that's the reason why they can offer those alternative services that need to be provided by government. So that is what I'm saying. If you're going to tackle it in that piecemeal attitude, I don't think we'll win. It is a problem, and all of us, I think, accept it is a problem, and all of us concurs. You can't have people that you don't know in our country. You can't even have people that you don't have their documents, you don't have their records, we don't have their fingerprints, you don't even know who they are roaming around. That's extremely dangerous. And I'm glad that National has characterized it in that particular fashion. But we need to move with speed to tackle it. Unfortunately, we have to take unpopular decisions. And we have to liaise with those that we believe that can assist us to work with, which is our neighboring countries and other institutions that they need to accept that it has reached a stage in which it can be managed through normal legal frameworks, that we need an extra abnormal approach to manage it and to deal with it and to resolve it finally. Or else we're going to really plunge our country into a serious disaster.
Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi, thank you so much for.
Okay, listen, I want to say this, right? I believe that there is no any other way to deal with this thing of documents, okay? That means to deal with people from other countries, Africa, whatever, to deal with their documents. That means making them or helping them to get documents without closing the borders, all right? There is no way the government is going to be able to deal with the documentation of immigrants without closing the borders. Let me say that again. There is no way they can try whatever they want to try. There is no way that the government of South Africa can deal with the documents of the immigrants without closing the borders. It is not going to happen. I always like to refer to Mr. Trump. What did Mr. Trump did? I don't know. I know you hate him, you don't like him, whatever. But what did Mr. Trump did to deal with the immigrants? Mr. Trump blocked the borders. He closed the borders. No one comes in. And then he dealt with the immigrants that are there. All right? But in South Africa, we expect the government to deal with the documentation of the foreigners or immigrants without blocking. Because when they are busy dealing with these documents and everything, and then the others, they are coming without documents. And then you start afresh again. How are they going to deal with it? They can try and come with nice words here and be nice and be like, yeah, we will deal. You will never deal with it as long as people are coming in without documents. And I'm not going to say that, yeah, but in the borders, they can give them the documents when they come in. No, close it and deal with the people that are here. Chances are you will find a lot of people that don't have documentation in South Africa right now. You take those people because now you've got control of all the immigrants that are inside South Africa because no one is coming in. And then you deal with them. If you deport them, whatever, and then you will be left with people with documents, right? And then after you are done, you open the border. Simple as that. Then you can control it. They will never control it. This problem that we are dealing with right now, and I'm gonna say it, this problem that we are dealing with right now of immigrants, it started long time ago. The people who lived long time ago, the people who made laws long time ago, the people who were supposed to arrest this problem, they didn't arrest it in the past, and it's catching up with us today. And if we don't deal with it today, it's going to catch up with your children next time or in the future. they will be asking themselves, why didn't they deal with this thing? And they will find out that this problem actually, it was a problem that was even before your mother and before their mother. It was even there. Their grandmother should have dealt with it, they didn't. Their father should have dealt with it, they didn't. And then they are here now and they can't even deal with it because it's out of control. I'm asking myself, why do South Africans like to leave things until they are out of control and then they want to deal with it? Why does the government always wait until there is some people somewhere who are trying to do things for themselves? Because you can blame the Dudula people, you can blame whatever. They are doing it because the government is not doing nothing. It may be wrong the way they are doing it, whatever. It doesn't even matter. They want to get the attention of the government because you know that in South Africa, for the government to notice you, you need to go to the streets and do all these things. And then they will call you barbaric, whatever. But they don't listen until you take action. That the Tutula people, they are telling us the reason why we are doing the way we are doing it, is because the government is not doing nothing. Guys, when you want to make a change on something, you want to change something, you want to take action on something, you take action. For me, where I am sitting, the simple way you can do it, close the border, deal with the documentation of the people who are here. Those who don't have, they go. And then those who are in the process, maybe of finishing, or those who have papers, then that's how you deal with it. I can tell you, we will be talking about this topic even in the next future. If you're still alive, the people in the future will be talking about it. Because we want to deal things nicely, brushing feelings, nursing for feelings. We will never deal with these things. I'm going back again, right? And I'm talking about Trump has made decisions that are not pleasant to other people. You hated him. You told him that, yeah, this guy is whatever. You did whatever. You did whatever. But now he's settled. He's dealt with whatever that he wanted to deal with. Now he's denying people to come into his country. And I know that one I don't understand it even. That one of not allowing people to come to the country. Mr. Jonas, Mr. Jonas, what? I think it's that guy of state capture, whatever, who was whatever. He was denied the visa, whatever. You know, in South Africa, it's like in the world, it's like all the countries they were like, especially in the West or even in Africa. All right, I don't know. They were also convinced that anytime there is anything that you want to throw, you can throw it in South Africa. There are people in America who committed a very, very, very deep, very strong, deep crime in America. And then Mr. Trump got them. And when he got them, he said, okay, I'm going to send you back to your home, which is where? Is it Congo? I don't remember. I think I don't know. But when they were supposed to go there in their country, listen to this, in their own country, they said, we don't want them here. All right? And guess what happens? Guess what happens? Oh, they're thinking, okay, there is a country. There is a country where we can dump. And then they take them and then they put them in South Africa. And then in the government say, yeah, no, we didn't agree with this thing, whatever. What? What are you going to say if they end up here? Because this country seems like it's a dumping place. Guys, you love your country, but the way you do things doesn't seem like you do. When you love your country, you need to love your country to such an extent that you need to also protect it. Before the defense force protect us, we need to protect ourselves. That means we need to protect ourselves, the way we say things, the way we take things, the way we resist things. We don't resist anything. We are quiet until something it's exploding, until something bad is happening. Some of you, the problem is because some of these problems, they don't affect you in your homes. They don't affect your family. It's nice. You are still smiling. It's still nice, right? You are quiet. And even if you are not quiet, when you speak against those who are trying to fight for their country. One day, I am telling you, One day you will think back. You will say, you know, there was a group called Dudula. They were fighting this thing, and then we were criticizing them. That's how it happens in life sometimes. Because you guys, you don't look at the future, you look at the now. Yeah, but you know, these guys, whatever, they are trying to protect their kids, maybe. Maybe that's their attitude. They're trying to protect their kids, their future, in their kids' future. They want to see them, Baba, and be able to get resources. I've said it before, I will say it again. When the population grows, I don't care whether there are people documented, whatever, if the number of the population grows in whatever years, and then maybe it was 50 million and it goes to 60 million, the resources of that country, they have to grow. If the population is growing, the resources of that country, it's not growing. It's chai. It's done. It's going to be chaos, problems, left, right, top to bottom. It is just like in a company. In a company, it's just the same thing, guys. You know business, right? Demand and supply. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you want to treat things? This thing of being nice, guys, I've learned in this life. I have learned. I'm not saying being nice is bad, but it's not always that you should be nice, sweetie, sweetie. You will have a problem. People will jump on your head and jump and do whatever. That is why you find other guys from other African countries. They will speak on camera and say they are not afraid of you. They are not afraid of you. They tell you in your face, and we are quiet. It's because we have allowed people to jump here. When countries are defending their countries by doing things right, we blame them. Yeah, why are these people, whatever, whatever. They are defending their country. They know what they are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what do you think about this topic. All right? Put it in the comments there. Tell me what do you think. There is a video I saw which was criticizing Mr. Panyaza Lusufi, saying, yeah, they don't have a solution. I can tell you, they don't have a solution. They don't have anything to do. There is nothing that they can do unless they close the borders. Nothing. They can try. It will never work. Close the borders, deal with those that are here, deport them if you have to, and then deal with those that have documents here. Tell them the rules. Tell them how to behave. And then when you open it, you don't just open it, you open it cautiously. Any person who comes in there is no way a person must come here without the documentation. No way, ladies and gentlemen. The people that I can say, listen, guys, maybe we can make an exception. Are people, maybe there's wars in their countries, there is fights, wars, there are these things that are happening, they are being whatever, and then they run to listen, even those people, when they come here, you put them together, you deal with them nicely, you deal with them according to how things should be. Okay, I can give them the benefit of the doubt. Not people who are running because the economy is bad. Not people who are running because, yeah, economy, what our president is doing bad things. That's why we come here. No. Our president also is not doing that well. People are criticizing left and right, but you will never see some people running unless it's other color. The other color, they like to run away. But we as blacks, we stay here because we love this country. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what do you think about that. Put it in the comments. Hey, I keep on talking. Okay, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate all of that. Thank you so much, guys.